So I haven't shot y'all a video in quite a while, so I figured I'd do another one. This one here is a 2007 Jeep Compass with a 2.4 liter in it. What I'm gonna do is do the starter on it. So what I'm gonna try to walk you through it the best I can. What I did was I disconnected the battery and put me something to keep it from touching, arcing, so that way I could get to the starter. I put it up on my lift, only to find out you can't get to it. So it's actually underneath the intake. So what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna take my battery loose. I'm gonna go ahead and take this side out and pull that whole battery out of my way to give me some room. Because what I'm gonna try to do is I'm gonna try to take it out underneath my air intake here, or the air intake tube. It's actually right down inside that hole. You can actually see it if I turn the light on it. But what I'm gonna try to do is get it without having to take all of the coolant loose. So let's see if I can get it that way or not. It may not work. I didn't see but one video and the guy did it really quick. So let me see if I can get it out of here. He says it's 15 millimeter, but he took all this out of the way, and I don't want to try to do that. So let's see what I can do. All I've done at this point is just remove the battery. This piece goes over top of it. If I would have saw it like this, should have two twists. This car's been through some stuff. So take and turn this twist, and this piece just pops up and gets out of the way. There would be where your battery was. I just took it out. It was 10 millimeter, and these were not good on this side, so I left the clamp on top of the battery because that clamp is bad. Somebody's messed it up. But what I was talking about earlier, if you look, let's see that red line right there, that red wire, that's the starter. So that's what I'm gonna try to do. I'm gonna try to take this air tube out of my way and try to work without having to drain the system. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this air tube. It looks like it's gonna take this clamp here loose. Like somebody maybe already broke it. Yep, I'm about to work with that. I love when people tear stuff up. A lot of people will work on someone's car and tear it up because they don't care, because it's not their car, and it makes it harder for the next guy. And that's what I run into with this one. This one, you should have seen some of the stuff I've had to do with this car. But I'm gonna take the clamp loose here, and whatever clamp is loose on the bottom, I'm gonna figure out when I get to it. I'll let you know, and then when we get this air tube in, and I gotta work to get this connection out because somebody's broke it and it ain't coming out. So I pulled the air box up. I'm still having a tough time fighting with it. I love when, like I said, when people mess up. It's got three little tits on the bottom of it that fit into these rubber grommets. So it just kind of popped straight up. And when I did, this part of the air box come out. So I'm gonna put that to the side. This, I've already turned it, or loosened it. It's gonna be hard to do one-handed. Let's where's my this 8 millimeter. Yeah, it's loose. Work it back and forth. There we go. And then unhook this hose here. And that'll pull that'll pull my whole air box out of the way. You don't need to do this, but on this one, of course, it's wanting to be hard to get along with. So I'm gonna go back to fighting with this thing. It's not coming out. What I'm gonna try to do is take the hose loose and just push it out of my way since I can't get it loose. Let me show you how difficult this thing is to get to. So my worm clamp, or screw clamp, see if I get my light right. Right there. I ain't gonna focus. And there's some type of air line just right here that would disconnect to get out of my way. But what I can find is that if I shimmy it either way, see there's my worm clamp there. So I'm having to use a stubby screwdriver. One of these right here. And I'm a big guy. I'm 6 foot. I'm about 300 pounds. And getting inside there and try to turn it loose, but it's coming loose, so just be patient, guys. What I did as soon as I got it loose is I put both hands on each side on the side of the tube, and I pulled it out. And then I realized there's also that little right here is hooked up. So I'm gonna take my crow foot, shove it down inside here, and pop that loose. Right there, and just bust him loose. Of course, it wants to be hard to get along with, but I'm going to win. So what I did, may not be right, is I put my crow foot down on it, and then I used the palm of my hand, and I kind of popped it, and it popped right out. When I got this connection that goes up top, this is one of your air, it's probably going to be your idle, oh my gosh, my mind just went blank. it's a sensor to monitor the air. It's not your mass air. This is going to be probably something like your air temperature sensor. What happened was that whoever worked on it before broke the lock, so there was no lock air to do. So I had to pop that lock back as far as I could. As soon as I got it pushed back and squeezed it, come right off. So now it's out. There's the starter. So I think I'm gonna be able to do it like I'm telling you I'm going to be able to, without having to take all the coolant out of the system. So next thing I'm going to do is, it looks like that ground, where that ground wire is going, my light's on my head. So that one there, where that ground wire goes, looks like one of my bolts, possibly that silver one there. So maybe those two. I'm gonna go look at the other starter and see, and that may be all it is to take this starter out. All right, so I went over to my box. I use Factory Motor Parts. They're here out of Greensboro. I like them a lot, so I use them. I got my new starter out so I can compare it to what I'm looking at. Kind of gives me an idea. So I've got a top bolt and then a real bottom bolt, or a lower bottom bolt. So it's gonna be this bolt right here with a negative wire on it. And then if you see this bolt, you go straight below it. See if I can get my light right for you. Can't really see it. It's right there, that rusty looking bolt. It's gonna be that bolt and the ground bolt. Take those two bolts out, and the starter should come right out through this hole. And those are 15 millimeters, so I'm gonna go ahead and take those loose now. For the last couple minutes, I've been trying to figure out how to get these off. I've got a 15 millimeter wrench I tried putting on it. The problem is that it was 12 points. It was trying to come off the bolt. Don't want to do that because this booger is tight. I'm talking about this one right here. And so what I did is I got my 3/8 drive ratchet, 15 millimeter, and I come up underneath the hoses. So that way I was pushing straight down. I grunted 2 or 3 times to get it. I got it. Now here's my ratchet here. I've got it on the second one. That's how I set it up. So that way I can come in and push straight down on it and break that one loose. So it is 15 millimeter. You can probably get it with a wrench. I ain't gonna tell you can never do something, because what I found is that when you tell someone they can't do it is when they can do it. So, but for me, it worked better. 15 millimeter, 3/8 wrench, and pushing straight down. So that way I had put all my weight into it and it finally broke. I want to show you, this is kind of how I'm doing it. So this was looking at it. I got my hand on my ratchet now. And so I'm gonna take and just push straight down on it. Hear it pop? So it broke loose. So now I'm gonna be able to turn it on out. Both the top and the bottom bolt are the same size, or 15 millimeter, and they're the same length, so that's good. You see I took it loose here, and then the one down there, and you can actually see the gap in the starter. Look, if I push it now, see the starter starting to come out. So far it looks like I'm gonna be able to pull it out without pulling this radiator hose. So let me see if I can finagle it out of this hole right here. One thing I did do that I didn't tell you is I disconnected this sensor just to get that line out of my way. Don't know that you have to do it, but I did it, but also try to do it for video purposes. Again, I apologize for the light. The light's on my forehead. That way I can use both hands. So it's causing a shadow, but let me see if I can finagle it out here. And if I can, then that just shows we can do it without draining the cooling system. All right, so it took me a few minutes. I'm going a little bit slower. Right now, I'm probably about 20 minutes into this job. Yeah, about 20, 25 minutes. Should take about an hour, but I've got the starter coming out. Here's what I found out. If I try to push the starter back, so the starter's in that hole like this, and I'm trying to push it back, it's hitting. So if I push it back just far enough to clear the nose piece and point it down, so this is how my starter is now. If you see, there's the starter. This is how it looks inside there now, and now it's coming out. I have not disconnected the lines yet, but it looks like my starter is going to come, well, it's falling back in, one-handed. Let's see here. Reach in there and grab her again, and she looks like she's going to come right on out. Yep. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and disconnect these lines. That looks like it's about a 14, and this is just a clip-on, like that. So I'm looking at my top lug, and these should be the two that comes out. And then the starter looks like it's going to pop right out, and I've done it without disconnecting my antifreeze, my radiator hose. Sorry, I'm getting tongue-tied for some reason. You know, when you take this loose, there'll be a little squeeze button right here. Squeeze that, and then you'll be able to pull it right off. So now the starter's loose, and I should be able to pull it straight out the hole. Let's see what happens. All right, so let's go under. Hard to do this one-handed. I'm sorry guys if I'm making you sick. Put the phone down for a second. All right, so what was holding me up was this piece is actually made part of the wire. It was still on there, just pull it off the end of the starter. So when it goes back, you've got this piece goes on first, and then this wire right here is green on this one. There's my 2 wires I took off, so it'll be a green one, and then the plug-in. Don't get confused. This wire here goes to my battery. I took that loose. It should have a terminal on it, so hopefully you're not dealing with it that way, but don't get confused of where that goes. If you'll look, it's in circuit to go to the ground right there. Black wire, black wire. All right, so don't try to even hook that up to your positive. So it's gonna be just this one and then your green wire. So I'm gonna go ahead and reverse and start putting the starter back in. Wish I had helping hands so I could show you, record and show you. So all it is, I started the starter back in, and now I'm gonna run my wire. Remember, it went to the top lug. There it goes, feed it back underneath the hoses and back on top of there. As soon as I do that, the green wire is gonna go on top of it, and I'm gonna put that nut back on it and tighten it up. With the wires hooked back up, now when you tighten this, it has a lock washer that goes with it. You don't have to try to break it. Just get it to where that lock washer clamps down, and that's it. So it's not, I didn't put all 300 pounds that I've got into it. With that done, now all I'm gonna do is finagle it back around and get it to where it goes back into the same way it come out. Again, I apologize, I really do. I sound like a broken record, but I wish I had someone over top of my shoulder recording this. So what I did is I just tilted it up so it's nose down, and then it'll just fall right back in place. Once you get it in there, shake it a little bit, whatever you got to do. It ain't gonna do nothing. I'm trying to show you. There it goes. And get it right back, line back up inside the bell housing, just like that. And then I'm gonna put my ground wire right here. Don't forget, I'm gonna put my bolt back through that. Where's my light at? There it is. I'm gonna put my bolt back through my ground and go ahead and start getting them tight. All right, so I got that 15 millimeter tight. I tightened that one down there. So they're both tight, starter's in there snug, all my lines are tight. So now I'm gonna start putting it back together, reverse what I took it apart. I'm gonna put my air tube back in, tighten it around the throttle body there. And let's see, I need not to forget to hook up this piece. I took that loose for you, that way you could see it. Go ahead and hook that back up so that way it's done. Yep, yep. And just I'm gonna feed my air tube back down inside there, put it back on, tighten it up on that 8 millimeter. And then I'm gonna just reverse it as we go. So I'll show you bit by bit. Even though you've already seen it, I'm still gonna show you me putting it back together. So here we go. Got the air tube in, got it tight. Went ahead and hooked my sensor up. So both of the sensors that I unhooked are hooked back up. Remember, these 3 go in those 3. So I'm just gonna line them up. And push them down. See, that's not right there. See, I'm missing that one. So we got these come back up and go down, just like that. That's back in place. And now I'm gonna put my air cleaner and the outside of my air box back on. Now these can be hard to deal with sometimes, especially one-handed. Get your air filter put in place like it needs to be. These 3 holes are meant for these 3 tabs. So it needs to go down and then lock. And then I'm gonna hook the air tube back up. Again, I can't do it one-handed, so I'll be right back. Now that I just dropped it back in place like I told you, put the 3 tabs in, it just folded right up, shut like a book, locked it, hooked up my air tube to my air box. I hooked up that vent as well. And next thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put my battery back in and connect it, and then we'll test it. With the battery back in, the last thing I gotta do is put this little cover back on. Let's see, goes this way, puts up inside there, and locks right here. All right, got all my tools out of the way. Let's try it and see. Sounds like it works to me. So I started filming this video at 10:37. It's currently about 11:37. So took me about an hour. Now this is me taking the time to try to explain, put things down, all of that. So just for video purposes, had I been working on it without having to start and stop and chase a dog, probably about 30 minutes, maybe 45 tops. But it's put back together, it's together. I hope this helps you. I don't know how long this video is gonna be. Please, if you like it, look at it. If you got questions, I'll try to help you the best I can. I'm not a professional. I do this on the side. I've built my own garage up. So if you're a hater and you got something negative to say, keep it to yourself. I don't care. I'm not doing it for you. I'm doing it to help people who need help. So I hope this did help someone. Thank you, guys.